Whew, late night trips. Chi-Town, here we are. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's get it. Whew, it is a beautiful day. Whoa, dang. It's a beautiful day in Zamunda, ladies and gentlemen. Got in super freaking late from the airport ride to here at the good old hotel. But you know what? We're going to try to make it do what it do. Boy, look extra sleepy. Sleepy brown-eyed boy. But you know what? We're going to have a good time today. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We here for a purpose. Up and rise and shine. Let's get it. Yes, sir. We on our way. At the summit. Me and the homie Tino. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. About to be a great day. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Turn the camera around so you can see. Wow. Science Space Studios. Right there.
I'm about to meet the love of my life.
Me. Me and the homie. About to meet the other Houston homies. The sun is in my face. That's why I'm looking like this. Despite that I am tired as hell. But let's get it.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Such a beautiful day to be a neighbor. Would you be mine? They go to homie. Man, how you feeling, bro? Yeah, that's it right there.
Awesome. We have people from LA. We have people come in from Chicago. We are here for you. My name is Michael Dean. I am an actor, and I'm the founder of Actors Empowerment Summit. Woo! Thank you.
And this is the kind of thing that a CEO is supposed to say, but I really do mean it. I am so psyched to be here for a couple of reasons. One, because of what I think is a 100% synchronicity between the mission of AES.
Him from Righteous Gemstones. Come on out here, Mr. James DeMont.
Thank you, Mike. I call myself the Forrest Gump of actors. I just kind of show up everywhere. Like, get these random texts like, I saw you in this. I was like, what was it? I was like, okay, good. Thank you. Love you, Jenny. I want to thank everybody for coming out today, for showing up.
Perfect. You said no one here knew you. What's going on? You said you were a stranger. You said you were a stranger to this. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, hey everyone. Okay.
All to keep it going, you know, watch shows, watch movies, watch plays. Live theater is amazing. Get inspired by that, because that's, you know, that's the first time you and your audience are in the same position. You're seeing.
Did it once, do it again. You're evolving. So that's important for me. Is I feel like I'm on a journey. I'm changing who I am. I'm revolutionizing who I am, and there's no destination to that.
Stand up and introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Karisha McBride. I'm from Houston, Texas. Thank y'all for the knowledge. But my question is, when it comes to the self-tapes, I know you see multi-million self-tapes. My biggest dilemma is to give them exactly what they're looking for or give them me. So at times, I will send 2 different tapes. One, because they have those specific instructions, they want this. But then I'll also do another one where I can show you what I can offer. Even with projects that I have been selected on, I don't know which tape got it. So when it comes to the self-tapes, do you recommend only doing, you know, sending out 1 tape or sending multiple tapes? And would it be best to always send you or what they exactly are looking for?
They don't know what they're looking for.
They see it.
Here, I'm gonna speak on the other side of my mind. I don't want to be always the. Anybody? Okay.
Keep it real.
But I don't want to be the only one talking. On the other side of my mouth, if it's woman in the park with a stroller, right? And the line is, I saw her at the store the other day. That's not. Let me rephrase. If you're going in for bailiff, right, on Blue Bloods, the line is all rise. We've seen Blue Bloods, we've all seen Law and Order SVU. Yes, there's thousands of ways to say that line, and the thousands of ways comes from, is it the beginning of your day or the end of your day? All rise, you know that, but like, there aren't that many ways to say it in a professional way that actually makes sense, if that makes sense. Yeah. However, as a casting director, I have seen ways of, oh, I never thought that, not in a good way though, right? You know, all rise. What are we waiting for? You know, like, so I think always remember that. Now, as the lines get more and more, as your roles get bigger and bigger, that's when I see you more, because I have more time to see you on screen, right? So if they follow the directions, number one, and that is your first test in following directions. Because when you get on set, you're gonna follow directions, right? So if they want their scenes a certain way, if they're saying, hey, give me scene 2 first and then scene 1, give them scene 2 first and then scene 1. If they want it labeled a certain way, label it a certain way. Little things go a long way, and that just shows me your professionalism. And that makes me trust you more to be in a scene with Queen, right? Because that's a whole different panel, right? Being in a scene with the number 1 and what that can do to some people, you know? It's like, I got it. That's Queen Latifah. And I have to cuss out Queen Latifah, you know? Like, that's a thing, you know? And that's a whole different conversation. But that is the first step in me trusting you and seeing your professionalism. However, I would say 2 takes max. Because the more takes you put on your submissions, unless they tell you, like James said, 2 different takes. Difference comes from motivation, it comes from relationship, it comes from tone. You talking to your mom is different than you talking to your best friend. You in love with someone, a scene that's about love and a scene about breakup are 2 different scenes, right? So that's where the differences come from. If you have a natural accent that's not American, and you know.
We are here at the Actors Summit. As you can see, so many people around here. Got the boy Tino over here. That's what I'm talking about. And we have the homies.
Owen. And Owen, just a test producer.
Let's get it.
Test 1, test 2.
Got Carisha, got Ronson, got Siobhan, got Kennedy, and
Owen with good hair.
All right, whole squad here. Whole screwed up click.
And last but not least, here we go.
Y'all ready to be empowered? All right, so I'm excited to be back with the Actors Empowerment Summit. This is my 3rd go around, and I always have a good time. The thing I like most about this is I get to talk about, I'm sure that she is mentored. Next, we have Mr. Kevin Long. He is an award-winning educator and director. Kevin has been working in, for, and around Illinois theater for over 2 decades. Receiving the Illinois Theater Association Award of Excellence and Honor, and being nominated for a Tony in 2015 for Excellence in Theater Education. And this next brother I want to bring out, and listen, I have admired this brother's work. When I first see you on stage, I think I saw you in, it was the 2 August Wilson shows. This was at the Goodman. It was 2 Trains Running. Yeah, you played Wolf. And the only other person I've seen the play a bunch of times, I've directed it, and the only other person I would put him in the stratosphere with is Ron Cephas Jones, who also played Wolf in New York. Anthony Irons has been a mentor for me without him even knowing that I knew who he was. Anthony Irons, if you have seen Quality Theater in Chicago, there was a good chance that Anthony was in that production. A flexible craftsman, he unknowingly has mentored me over the years through his artistry. And, come on in! I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at that. I didn't get the high five, but I'm gonna drop the mic. But he has mentored me through his artistry. Look at it. Looking like
a brown and a black zebra. There you are. Yes, yes. That's that one. I'm probably going. Yeah, it was for you. Hot mic. All right. So, y'all, thank you for saying yes.
Want to be. But I think that sometimes mentorship falls under the category more of just who are people that believe in you, that will love on you, and that will help you figure out how to get to where you want to be because they know and can identify your strengths and that they're honest enough to try to push and shape you. So in line with that, I would say, I think that you said first, who our first mentor was, and I think it was probably a teacher, right? I remember Ms. Schulter in my English class. She was just someone who kind of said, I see you, right? That's it. I mean, it wasn't really anything groundbreaking. It was just, I see you. But going on, I would say that all of my mentors, they're bringing that tissue for me because it's cold in here, y'all, isn't it? Thank you. I got a whole entire, I just got a cold right now. I'm sorry. My brain, guys. So I think from then, my most impactful and consistent mentors have been my friends. They have been my co-journeyers on this long road of acting, right? It is a marathon, not a sprint. We all know that. And I think my best mentors are my girlfriends. Erica has been my girlfriend for years. I've known her from the days of school when she went to some raggedy place called Roosevelt, I think. I went to DePaul. I went to DePaul University.
Illinois.
I'm not going to fault the training ground because they produced an excellent artist somehow. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I've known Erica forever, and I think, and now I'm watching her, be an incredible actress, but then have the courage to step into a new role. What an incredible thing! That's a mentorship position, right? To see.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Give a boost, come on.
Happy birthday.
Keep doing what you can do. I've seen the knees and
Birthday dance.
Happy birthday, my boy.
When James said that you perform how you prepare, that's huge because it's going to come through the screen, so that's a big takeaway.
Okay, y'all. I think we're all set. Brando, we good? Okay.
Feet on TV. As I sit down and nobody else can see me now. Hi, you guys. How's everybody doing? How do I do the 2 takes? How do I know that they're different? And our wonderful Erica Hart said, hey, if you go to sleep at night or before you go to sleep and you feel like you did something that was not different, go do it again. So I want to dive into that a little bit more with how do we know we're doing something different? My brother is a brilliant, brilliant musician. He's very famous out in Greece. And my parents describe him all the time as, oh, he was such a happy baby. He'd gurgle in his sleep and he'd giggle all the time. And I used to be kind of jealous of that growing up because I was a serious kid, quiet kid. Back to what you said, when we change throughout life. But I think the question we should really be asking is, who was I before I was somebody's brother, somebody's, dad, somebody's best friend? Who am I without those things? Can I answer that question and then show up authentically as that?
Get settled in. Get cozy. All right, next up, we have, returning to the stage from New York, Miss Erica A. Hart. Energy. A requirement for the Artistry Advocate panel is that your first name has to start with Erica. Your first name has to be Erica. Erica. I'm moderating. Erica Dean. Ooh, Erica Dean. Number 16 on the call sheet, number 1 in your hearts. She's business. She is business. We had another Erica on earlier, but she had CK.
Yes.
Erica Ratcliffe. Ooh, fabulous. Erica. she can't sit with us. Oh my goodness. Next up to the stage, we have casting director Ann Chapman. Give it up for Ann Chapman. I'm so grateful that you're here. Oh my goodness. Annie Chapman, everyone, get cozy, get comfortable. Okay. And last but certainly not least, coming in from Hotlanta, give her a round of applause, Miss Raven Drummond. Oh my God, look at you, Raven. I'm start crying. Okay. Oh my goodness. Settle on in. Can I get them back? Give it up for your moderator, Selena Andrews.
Thank you. Oh, you guys, look at this excellence right here. I'm just like pinching myself. These beautiful women. These are casting directors who advocate for us. I love that this is the advocates panel. And I am so excited that I get to sit up here and create a little bit of a bridge so that you guys can learn more about what a casting director does. And just, yeah, let's start your process.
Ooh, okay, I'll go first. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. One thing I wish actors knew about my process. One that I love a really great performance. Like I love when I'll say like wake me up, shall I say. I'm always looking at how you begin your scenes. Like I'm a sucker. Like if you have a brilliant moment before, you won. You know, like I'm like okay, great. Send it to producers. You know, like that's something that I'm just personally a sucker for. But I would also say a little bit about my process, and I don't know how you guys feel. Like I've been super aware, like especially since post-pandemic, like audition viewing fatigue is a thing for me. Yes, and like
tapers, self-tapers. We continually were sending tapes to New York and Los Angeles all the time. And so you guys had it down pat way before everybody else. And just like when I took time off to have kids, it's the same conversation. It's just the technology has changed, and we'll catch up with the technology. But the creative conversation I have found hasn't changed.
Successful, but to get something, you kind of got to be struck by lightning. And part of that is putting yourself in a position to be lucky. I was wondering if you could any of you share a moment, whether it was you personally or something from a self-tape, where someone took a risk that was a little bit outside the box that maybe had an impact on your life in a positive manner, whether it was a booking or a job or something along that nature, putting yourself in a position to be lucky, taking a risk, and how that worked out.
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. I think I'll share a personal story. So when I graduated college in 2012, what do you look for? You look for a job. And all through college, I cast student films. So I knew by junior year, starting my freshman year, all through my senior year, I was like the casting director of NYU. Around junior year, that's what I realized that I wanted to dive into. And so after I graduated in 2012, I was just looking for any type of job that had to do with talent, be it a talent manager, be it talent relations, publicist, booker, whatever. And I had already interned at NBC casting, and a friend of mine, who's one of my best friends, was on our school's job website. And it was a casting internship for ABC, primetime casting. It was paid, which back in the day, paid internship, hello, you know, like paid full time, but it was terrible. I thought I was gonna get blacklisted, like I thought it was just gonna be a huge problem. So I applied, and I was nervous beyond nerves. And a couple days go by, and I get a call from this guy named Vince, and he worked at ABC. And he said, Eric, I see that you applied, and I see that you just graduated, though. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He was like, no, hold on 1 second. And he puts on the phone with John Ord, who was the manager at the time. And he was like, so I see that you graduated. I'm sorry. I see that you just graduated. You can't be an intern. I'm so sorry. Do you want to be an assistant? So that job wasn't posted anywhere. They were going to, every time I say this story, I say cast, because obviously they were going to hire internally. And actually during my interview, it was I had my interview and the guy came back and was like, Brian, and they gave this huge hug. I was like, I'm definitely not gonna get it. But it wasn't posted anywhere, you know. But because of my NYU credits and because I had just interned, I was more qualified, and obviously couldn't be an intern, qualified to be an assistant. So what I tell people is, and I was there for 7 years. And so and then I was promoted, blah, blah, blah. But what I tell people is, you never know what you don't know. Right.
Yes, that's a great question. And let me just give you a little bit of context. I've had a lot of actors either call me or email me, ask me to go to coffee, lunch, whatever, and the conversation goes like this, so I've been auditioning for 2 years and I haven't booked anything, what's wrong with me, you know, or I have this agent, I'm afraid I'm gonna get dumped by my agent, that's not the word, but, you know, you know, running a 5K, or learning to sew, or spending more time with your children, whatever that is. And often when you take the stress off of this thing having to happen right now, so that's what I mean by take a break, is like, oh, okay, then I can come back to it with new eyes, with new appreciation. I would say, like, go on vacation. Like, what I mean by this is, like, I have a friend right now. He's like, I have not auditioned in 6 months, Raven. I went to Mexico and I have 5 auditions due. You know, and this just happened. He's like, and 2 of them are from you. And so he's like, so it's just something about, like, when you kind of get your mind off of, like, oh, it has to be this, and you open yourself up. It's like, oh, I'm emotionally available to being open to however acting wants to bless me right now, instead of just, like, cramming it, like, this has to happen for me. Like, when you just kind of let that go, it just kind of comes to you. So that's what I meant by, like, just take a break from being so result-oriented as it pertains to this industry.